All right, it's 8:31 and we're going to get started. Hit record. So welcome to the weekly Team Relentless call. I'm really excited to have our guest speaker on. Hey, Tom. Angie Beard. A few announcements before we get started. We have less than a week left in this month. This is the time to really start closing in on everybody who you're seeing complain about the way they feel, people that you know battle sickness and allergies and sinuses, and just, because I know for me, before I started drinking Shakeology, eating clean, the month of November and December were the worst times for sickness. I usually was on antibiotics twice. So I know that other people out there are struggling. This is the time when people really just start to settle for average and settle for the typical of gaining weight. And, I'm proof that if I can pull myself back and get my ass in gear and, focus through the holidays, and by my doing so for the last 10 weeks, I've gotten a lot of other people who are forging forward. Stephanie has 2 weeks left of Turbo Jam. We're all working together. I know that if you're consistent, you are going to draw in others who are just as consistent whenever they have somebody leading them. So focus on that. 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme and the size challenge packs are on sale. This is one thing that I've been talking about on every call and every time that I've been working with any of my coaches, is that this time of year and the people that you're bringing into your team are going to be the ones that launch your business in 2016. If you're shooting for elite or premier, this is really vital that you get your coaches on board, get them to be a product of the product, get them to be consistent in mastering the 3 vital behaviors. And again, as a coach, and this is one thing that I've learned through everything I've been through this year, is that people follow you. And, you can have coaches on your team that follow successful coaches in the organization, but they're really going to follow what you do. If you don't get on the calls, if you don't listen to the national wake-up call, if you're not doing the 3 vital behaviors, if you're not inviting, if you're not, posting in your groups, your challenge groups, your coach page groups, they're going to do the same. So whatever you do, they're going to do, because they picked you and they look to you for guidance and leadership. So make sure that if your team is struggling, that you guys band together. I really liked what Missy said on the national wake up call this this week on Monday, that she was saying that, she really doesn't run her challenge groups or even her groups that she's the leader. It's that we're all a team. And, and that's one thing that I do love about Team Relentless, is that we all work together. We help answer questions. And that's a great way in your challenge group, is to really be able to differentiate who are the leaders and who are the ones that you want to invite onto your team to get started and, kick off 2016 together. And, it kind of takes the burden off from you, because I know how hard that can be, leading the team and doing everything on your own. And that's one thing that I've been working on, is my leadership and teaching others how to duplicate the same leadership, so that not only do I see growth and the team sees growth, but the people that join my team actually see growth in their team, and they emerge as the leaders that we're all designed to be. So enough of that on my soapbox. I want to welcome Angie Beard on the call. We grew up in the same tiny town. We're a couple years difference, but we know who each other are. We've partied in the same circles. We spent lots of time till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock a.m. in the morning drinking Coors Light or Coors out in the woods. She joined Team Relentless on Melissa Bartow's team shortly after I became a coach. And I asked her to speak because of the fact is that I hear so many people within the organization and inside, Team Relentless, who are struggling with shyness, struggling with belief in themselves. They believe in the products. They're proof that the products work. They know what the 3 vital behaviors are. They attend events, but what there is the disconnect, realizing that they can do it. And there's a lot of things that Angie and I have talked about throughout the years, and I truly believed in her. And I know Melissa supported her, and she's a great person on our team that encourages, but I feel that she never felt that she thought she could do it. And we kept working with her, and I kept seeing the progress that she made, and she believed in Team Relentless. She believed in her sponsors. She believed in Beachbody. She believed in the products. But when it finally clicked that she believed in herself, she's just done these amazing things, and she's hung in with us. And I see so many coaches who get frustrated, and I asked her to speak on the team call, because I know that there's some of you who may have been a coach and been sitting at, just coach status or just emerald, or, struggling, and I thought she could share her tips, and just because I think that she is a great example of never giving up. And I will say that Angie's always been shy. She's not the loud, crazy person like I am. And so whenever I approached her right after she advanced her business to Ruby, and I was seeing amazing things going on with her team and with her activity on social media, I came to her and asked her if she would feel comfortable speaking on the call. And I thought that she might say no. And she actually immediately said yes. And that is when I said, you know what? She really is believing in herself, because never in my wildest dreams, and probably she'll tell you the same thing, that she thinks she would ever speak on a call. But she's here and she showed up, and I'm really happy to have her as my friend and somebody on our team who stuck in. So I'm going to unmute you, Angie, and let you share your story. Okay. Are you there? Hold on. Okay, I unmuted you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have a huge fear of public speaking. I always have. And since I've been hosting Super Saturdays or co-hosting them, it's gotten better. But when you asked me to host this call, I said it makes me want to puke. So of course I'm going to do it. Nothing ever happens if you stay in your comfort zone, because my comfort zone is about this big. So my story is probably a lot like most of yours. I used to play sports growing up. I was really active. I kind of started running around with a different crowd, and I started drinking, and I was smoking, and having a good old time, and just kind of exploring my youth and having fun. And along the way, I really lost a lot of myself. Like I struggled all my life with self-esteem. I was taught to be a people pleaser, and that really had a big effect on me, just with everything. It took me till I was about 30 to figure out that I needed to start spending more time pleasing myself than trying to please everyone else and living up to their expectations of me or what they expected me to do. So I signed up as a coach July 31st in 2012. I'd been talking to Melissa for a couple of months about Beachbody. I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. I am so uncomfortable sharing. I am a big wall builder. I don't like to let people in because when you let people in, they can hurt you. And I decided I was just going to do it because I was kind of riding the fitness roller coaster. I had quit smoking. I got married. I had kids. I was kind of a closet smoker off and on. And I started running, which is something I never thought I would do. And I kind of got into it, and I was like, but I was still riding the fitness roller coaster, good stuff, off and on and off and on. And I'd get into it and get out of it and get into it and get out of it. And James and I had actually done a lot of Power 90 or P90, whatever you want to call it, way the old version, Tony in his short shorts. And so I knew I could get results from that. And I saw Melissa start posting about doing P90X, and we had that, but we'd never done it. And I actually, I got out one of the workouts because I was like, if she could do it, I could do it. Oh my God, I quit like 10 minutes in. I was like, she's a badass. I cannot do that. And I told her that. I was like, there's no way. I don't know how you're doing that. And she said, well, you could do it too, but you have to keep doing it. And so I signed up with Chalene Extreme, and I was hoping that by signing as a coach that other people would look up to me and it would keep me more accountable and keep me on track. I had this really great opportunity after I signed up to be in a Emerald Army group run by Becky and Christina. I really didn't understand what it was. It was way out of my comfort zone, and I actually got Christina as my mentor. So it was this amazing opportunity, and I was freaking out. I mean, they gave us these assignments, and honestly, I just didn't do them. I was like, I just can't. I cannot make a list. I cannot reach out to these people. I don't want to hear the words no. Like, that is just so, I mean, it's like a soul crusher, or it was a soul crusher for me. You know, somebody tells you no. And I was definitely one of those people when I signed up that I did not need personal development. Personal development is not for someone like me, and I definitely don't need it. It's for people that are broken. Melissa encouraged me to do it. I kind of read some books here and there. Honestly, they were super boring books. Maybe I got something out of it, maybe I didn't. But it's just been like maybe within the past year that I figured out that when you choose your personal development, it really needs to be something that pertains to you, something that you need to develop, not something everybody else is telling you to read. It's stuff that you need to work on for yourself. And whether that's audiobooks or YouTube videos or whatever, I mean, a book that'll actually keep you entertained. You won't get anywhere without personal development. I have learned so much about myself and my relationships and the way I interact with other people and the way that other people kind of think, that it's just invaluable. How much I've grown as a person, it's just crazy to me, because if you'd have told me 3 years ago that I would do stuff like this, I would have been like, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Never in a million years. So basically when I started, I was doing Spleen Extreme. I was sticking to it. The diet part I was kind of sticking to. I learned a lot about clean eating. I mean, we were eating so much processed frozen meals and stuff, and we just didn't know better. But I was not good at sharing at all. I did all kinds of salesy posts. All that stuff comes up in my little time hop memories now, and it makes me want to puke. No wonder everybody unfriended me and ran away as fast as they could. I still struggle with sharing sometimes because, I mean, there's tons of days where I don't believe in myself, or you just have a bad day or whatever. And on those days, it's just like, shut down. I don't want to share. Or maybe you just say something like, I had a bad day, moving on, kind of a thing. So I did get some sales at first, and I kind of feel like I coerced people into it. I coerced people into the sale. I coerced them into becoming discount coaches. And what happened from that is I didn't grow my team. All those people, I didn't give them the support they needed. I didn't get them plugged in the way that I should have, because I just didn't have those systems in place. It's so important to get those systems down first thing so that you have them moving forward, so that when people come to you, you're not just like scrambling and throwing stuff together and you can't keep track of what you send to anybody else. So it took me 3 or 4 months before I became an Emerald coach. And that was really signing just one coach, because I had signed my husband up on the other leg. And I mean, after that, and then maybe I might have had the numbers to become a diamond, but like I said, I didn't stick with those people. I didn't plug them in. I didn't give them the support they needed. I talked them into things. And then we went through a big personal transition. We sold our house, we moved, we got my kids started in a new school. And I pretty much just stopped working my business. All those people fell off. And it was really discouraging, and I beat myself up about it for a long time, like I should have done this, I should have done that. There are so many times that I wanted to just quit or give up or just move on. So many times I've just been like, I just can't do this anymore. And my husband it would be the end of the month, and I'd be stressed out about hitting Success Club, and my husband would be like, if this is what it does to you, I don't want you to do this anymore. Because I would just be a crazy person at the end of the month and being like, I have to do this. Oh my God, why didn't I do this earlier? That kind of a thing. So getting back on track, sorry. So basically in the last year, I really tried to focus on personal development and implementing those systems. I am a huge believer that everybody blossoms in their own time. because that's what it takes for me. I've always been that way. And the people that I'm working with now on my team are that way as well. Amy is the coach who shifted my team. But I've known her for 5 years. We've been working together. And I've been talking to her about coaching for at least 2 or 3 years. She's more of a Beachbody junkie than I am. She's got all the programs. She's done them all. And we went back and forth for months and months and months about her joining. And she finally decided to do it. And she just took off because she already had a transformation. She already knew all the products. And once she jumped on and plugged in, I really felt like finally, somebody else gets it. Like, I'm finally doing something right. I'm finally communicating clearly with people. And I'm working with a couple of other coaches on my other leg, and I have a couple of discount coaches. But overall, it really just made me more confident in inviting people to join us. Like I'm leading a real team. Plugging into personal development has been the key. Reading about leadership, or even just like the videos that you and Becky are posting every day. Just those little 4 and 5 minute videos in the morning that like pump you up. It's like a little pep rally for the morning, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this today. All of that just makes a huge difference in the way that you attack or approach the day. And you don't let those things get to you. You let them roll off your back. And that is really, the gist of everything. Like, it all starts with self-belief, because nobody else will believe in you until you believe in you. Until you can speak with confidence and get your message across, it's never, ever going to happen for you. And it doesn't matter how much PD you're doing, or how many trainings you're going to, or how many calls you're listening to, or whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter how much you're plugged in if you're not implementing any of it. I was the queen of plugging in and not implementing. I have books and books and books of notes and trainings, but I was too scared to actually implement any of it. And once I started implementing, that's really when things change. I even lost my emerald rank for a long time. But I never, ever wanted to give up. When I would think about quitting, I would think maybe I'm not going to coach people anymore, but I would never completely quit, because I want the discount. I'm a lifer for Shakeology and for the programs and for the way that it's changed the way that I feel about myself, and just for how much I've grown as a person. I don't know. There's no point in giving up. What's the point? You made all this progress, you came all this way, and then you're just gonna throw all that away. It's like a waste of time. And some days we all feel like failures. If you don't ever feel like a failure, call me, because I want to know how you do that. But you just wake up and you keep going and you keep moving forward. As long as you keep looking forward and moving forward and you learn from your mistakes, there's really no point in giving up. It took me a long time to get here, and I'm still moving forward. I'm still moving a little bit slower than I'd like to, but it really took me this long to figure it all out and develop. If this had gone off from the beginning, if it had moved forward, if I had gone a lot faster in the beginning, I wouldn't have hung in there. I would have become way too overwhelmed. I wasn't ready for it. Now I get it, and I understand everything that I need to do to make it happen, and I just keep moving forward. That's all I have.
Okay, so that was awesome. I really appreciate you sharing. I don't know if it's just my screen, but like I can only see a couple of y'all's faces. The rest of them are just blanked out. So I don't know if I'm having internet connection, but I couldn't see your face the whole time, Angie, but I could hear your voice. But so I hope everybody else got to see your face. It's just my computer. But I was looking at all of the people on the call right now. We have 16 people on the call, and there is only 1, 2, 3 people on this call out of the 16 that, or no, 4 people out of this call that I don't know their story and how they came to Beachbody, but the rest of them. So that means 12 people all started as customers, and over 80% of that 12 took forever to get to come along and make the decision to be a coach. So the one thing that I want you to remember, because it is so easy, and not that that's like a statistic just on this call, it just showed, but it is pretty close to what I see, is that, one thing, I'm gesturing a lot, sorry, is that so many people out there do have their own time frame. And then I've seen this happen, that once you decide to become a coach, once it all clicks into place and you're excited and you have enthusiasm and you're ready to go, and then people start saying no to you, these people, they get frustrated. So, I think this call is a huge reminder that you're here. You are investing part of your evening on a Tuesday night to get on this call. You obviously believe in Beachbody, believe in Team Relentless, believe in, the coaching opportunity, but always remember where you started and always remember your story, because like I said, 80% of the people that I know their story on this call all took some major convincing to get them to become a coach. And so understand that other people out there that you are approaching and that you are inviting, and even the people that come to you, asking for help, or they show interest in 21 Day Fix or Shakeology, or so inspired by your story, yada, 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 that they have their own things that are holding them back. So, try to remember to be patient. It takes patience to be a coach, patience for people and compassion towards them, and also knowing that there's so much stuff in the background. Like Angie said, and like I said in the beginning of the call, there's things that she attended all the stuff, she was doing all the right things, but she really just she wasn't absorbing it and applying it to herself, because a lot of self-belief. So the biggest part that I can share with you, especially a lot of you new coaches that are on this team, is that you have to believe in people. And that is the one thing, is that, Melissa and I never give up on anybody. We know what feels like. I know what it feels like to have somebody give up on me. And so the thing is, everybody deserves to have somebody believe in them. And sometimes it takes a long time to convince them that you believe in them enough for them to believe in themselves. I'm not picking on Stephanie, but she's, told me before in the past, when we talk, because we're really close and she lives here in Burnham, she was like, I know that she said one time, I know I'm moving at a turtle's pace. And I told her, and I'll tell anyone who I talk to and anyone listening in on this call, is that there is no such thing as a turtle's pace or a fast pace. It's whatever your pace is. It's not, like the saying says, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. The thing is, so many people get caught up with, oh, well, so-and-so signed up at the same month as I did, or around the same time, or they have the same exact story or results as I, and look where they're at, or, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compete. Go at your own pace and absorb the information, put it into action. And the biggest part that most of the coaches that I talk to that are struggling, their problem is, when I inquire, is that they're not doing personal development. They're not doing personal development. That is a huge game changer, because the way you feed your mind is how you're going to grow. It's going to give you content and value to share with others. It's going to make you feel good about yourself. If you're hearing the word no and it upsets you, hurts your feeling, pisses you off, you're not doing enough personal development. You're not inviting enough. Fear is holding you back. So personal development is huge. All the seminars I've been to, the one thing that they've talked about is that the best investment you can make is in yourself, and that so many people are so focused on change and growth and stuff, or health, but they always seem to neglect their mind, which plays in a huge part in your success on fitness, diet, marriage, relationships, communication, the way you see yourself. So if you're not doing personal development, I highly recommend it. And I love what Angie said, is that, I hear coaches, they message me all the time, what book do you think I should read? Well, if I don't know your story, then I can't tell you. I have some great starters for people who are just starting in the coach business. You Are a Badass, Girl Boss, The Compound Effect, GoPro, The Power of Nice, and Go for No are great, easy reads to get started that help you to believe in yourself. They're very easy that you can relate to, and they're short books. But after that, whenever people are growing their businesses and they've exhausted all of their, warm market, meaning their close friends, family members, coworkers, and they're trying to reach new people, then that's when it gets tricky. You have to know what it is that what areas you're weak in, where you're strong in, because the thing is, so many people just read what all the top coaches are reading. Well, if you're not at that certain, point in your life where you're ready to absorb it, it may be over your head, or it may be something like, I remember corporate told me, well, what books are you reading? Because I was kind of just at a standstill early last year. And Keyshawn from corporate said, well, what book are you reading? I said, oh, I'm reading this book, Relentless. It came up through Darren Hardy, and I thought that's an awesome book. And she was like, Mindy, you are relentless. You know what it's like to be relentless. You're just reading a book that fluffs yourself. And I was like, oh, God, yeah. It was like, oh, yeah, I am relentless. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was like a book about me. Well, it wasn't doing anything to make me move forward, make me have, aha moments, helping me with where I was fearful, or sharpening, my skills that could actually help me in this business. So make sure that you get with your sponsor, whoever it is, or talk to somebody who's been in this business who can give you a list of books that are actually there to help you with what it is. And be honest with yourself to figure out what your strengths are and your weaknesses are. And the biggest thing is stick to it. Like Angie said, she's been watching the videos that Becky and I post. As much as I say that those are great videos, and that can fulfill your 10 minutes a day of suggested personal development, I think that as a new coach, or if you're trying to get into the system of encompassing the 3 vital behaviors into your life, you obviously don't want to throw yourself into like, oh, I'm going to finish a book in a month, and I'm going to do a program and do this and this and this. If you're, just stepping in, do what I did. Start watching a video every morning. However, after a while, those 10-minute videos a day that are, they get your day started, really aren't going to make you grow, because a lot of those videos are the same thing. Have a kick-ass day. Don't take shit from anybody. You are what you believe. A lot of them are the same thing. Having a book that's actually a format is a lot like a fitness program. You can do a size workout here, a 21-day fix workout here, Insanity Max 30 workout here. You're going to get results. You're going to be moving. But if you follow an actual program that's designed, to over time give you results, it's the same way with the book. There's a reason why there's the first chapter and the last chapter, and there's a story told and personal development is a story that's being told to help you grow over the course of you reading that book. So make sure that, if you're watching the motivational videos, that's great, but also start a book that actually helps you grow and finish it. I set a goal for myself to read, to finish 2 books a month. For me, I have, like, if you could only see my bookshelf, it's like this long, full of books I've bought. $10 books, $20 books, even $30 books with well intentions, but I never read it because I have ADD, I'm busy. But I have finished several books and watch videos, and I'm doing 3 to 4 hours of personal development a day, which some people might think, my God, that's a lot. But it's when I'm washing dishes, when I'm driving, when I'm folding clothes, when my children are present, which is something that Melissa talked about the day that she was listening to it with her children. Don't think that those things are not sinking in. Ryan's been listening to National Wake Up Calls on his drive to bring my stepson back to his mom an hour and 15 minutes one way. These are ways that you can maximize your time. You don't have to listen to music. You don't have to have the TV on. Do things that feed your brain if you want to succeed in this business and you want to see success in all areas of your life, because personal development will not just help you in Beachbody. It will help you in all areas of your life. I was looking at the calendar before we got on the call, and I'm seeing little notes from Emily. She said, remind yourself that you are important. Melissa knows me very well. She knows where I was when we started. We started, working this business at the same time. You know, Melissa, that I was not in that type of mindset, and my kids probably wouldn't have that mindset at 12 years old to tell me these things. These are things that I tell them because I feel that way about myself, because I do personal development. So it's really important, because this is going to make a huge impact. I want my kids to be winners. They are winners, because they look at me and they're like, what, you were made fun of in school, Mom? We just find that hard to believe. And I'm like, well, you're not? And they're like, no, because I've taught them the confidence through coaching. So the thing is, you can focus on your story through Shakeology, P90X, P90, whatever it is that you're doing. But personal development and all of this is going to help your life so much more than anything that a scale or before and after pictures or measuring tape can, show to the world. And this is the biggest thing that I think us as parents want to do, is leave a legacy for our children and teach them that they can do anything, and so that they, you know, maybe embrace this business but aren't 20, 30 years old lost trying to figure out how to find themselves, like so many of us came to Beachbody for. So like my kids are excited about signing up as a coach at 18 because they see how great this business is. I'm not sure what their story is going to be, because it's not going to be a story of low self-esteem, that's for sure, but they'll have a story. So anyways, Angie, I really thank you so much for, you know, saying yes to this and sharing your story. I'm really proud of you, of all of your success, and welcome to the team, Amy. And thank you everybody for getting on this call. Please share it with anybody that is struggling on your team, or even if people reach out to you from within the organization, like I get all the time. And you know, you apply the things that Angie said, and be very gentle and kind with yourself, and give yourself deadlines, but don't beat yourself up if you do miss a deadline. Just, you know, change it and keep working for it, and don't quit. Have a great night. Next Tuesday night, Christina Delgado is going to be on the call, and she's also going to be talking about the power of the mental, you know, mind shift that she made and how you can make it too. So anyways, I will have the recording up later on for you to share with your teams. See ya. Oh wait, you want to take a picture? Wait, no, I don't want to take a picture because I can't see any of most of your faces. I can only see like a few of you. I don't know why. Something's wrong with my computer. But can everybody else? I'm gonna unmute you. Hold on. Unmute. Can everybody else see pictures?
No, I can't. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, then that's fine. We'll just do like a mental snapshot of what we all look like tonight, and it's a great call.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, y'all have a good Thanksgiving too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.